This is the more in-depth post from Instagram and stuff today on how you assign perception to your world. Thought about this the other day, and a lot of us are guilty of this, me included. So by no means is there any talking down about this, or no means is it something that we all should just know how to do. But I've seen, a lot of jokes on the internet, as people have. You see somebody driving in their car by themselves with a mask on. They're not an Uber driver with somebody in the back seat. There's nobody in the passenger seat that they're worried about. You see somebody driving around in a car all by themselves with a mask. And the joke is, what are they going to get sick from? There's nobody else in the car. Who are they protecting? It's supposed to be funny, but what you're really saying is that person's stupid, or that person's dumb, or that person doesn't get it. And you really think about it, no matter what you say in your car as you're watching them, it doesn't affect them even slightly. They have no idea you're watching them. They have no idea what you're saying. But what you're doing is you're assigning a definition to your day, to your world, that people are stupid, that these things that they do that make no sense to you as a viewer makes them a worse person or a dumb person, or maybe even it just brings up the whole thing about how stupid masks are, to some people. And you're basically just putting negative energy out in the world, and you're reinforcing the fact that there's dumb people out there. And the fact is, you don't know why they're wearing the mask in the car. Maybe they forgot to take it off. Maybe they're gonna pick somebody up. Maybe they are an Uber driver. Maybe it's a car that they're borrowing, and they don't want to get the germs from the car, in them, because they have a health risk. There's all kinds of potential, and maybe they just do it because they fear the germs from outside coming in. There's really no way to know, but there's also no reason to care. Um, and if it doesn't affect you, if it doesn't affect your world, why would you look at something negatively? You're basically just saying negative things about your world. And let's say you get behind somebody in traffic that is taking corners very slow when they're pulling up to a stop sign or a stoplight. They're doing it very gingerly. And you think about, why is this person in front of me? Why are they slowing me up? This is really, ruining my groove for the day. And it wasn't until I helped some people move that I saw reasons things like this happen. And it might not be they're a bad driver. It might not be that they don't care about traffic. I helped somebody who had to move a fish tank. And, half the water was drained out, but there was really no other way to get the fish to the new house. And you got to drive slow. It's, in this case, it's so you don't kill somebody's fish. Um, but sometimes, somebody might have an upset stomach. There might be somebody laying in the back seat that they're taking to the hospital. You don't know. And the thing is, when you assign a negative aspect to it, you're actually assigning a negative aspect to the whole world. You're assigning a belief that people are stupid or dumb or inconsiderate, when it might not have anything to do with them or you in that sense. Maybe they're doing the right thing. Maybe they are, being careful. Maybe they're being an absolutely amazing person because they picked up somebody on the side of the road that was hurt and they have to drive them to the hospital. It's hard to say. So when you see things in the world that you don't know the reason for, try either not pay attention to it, or try to at least not assign a negative side to the world. Now, there are obviously exceptions. You see somebody uh, flick a cigarette outside their window and drive off, or you see somebody drop garbage out of their car, or you see somebody intentionally kick over somebody else's garbage can on the side of the road, or throw a rock at somebody's house. That's obviously bad intent. That's somebody intentionally doing something wrong. And that's fine to be upset about that. Say something, don't say something. Don't, try not to dwell on it either way, though. You see that person that drop their cigarette out of their car. Don't spend the next 20 minutes being pissed off at that person and just upset with the world because people are like that. It's a very negative way to look at the world. You know, be upset with it for 30 seconds, or if you happen to, you know, have a chance to run over it with your car and put it out if it's still smoking, something like that is fine. But if you don't know why somebody's doing something, such as the mask in the car or driving slow, or um, they're doing something that seems like there's no point to it, just leave it alone. Let them be themselves. Um, let them do what they're doing, and maybe there is a stupid reason, but you don't know. And the fact is, why would you intentionally bring negative energy into your world? Why would you enforce that people do dumb things or bad things or uncaring things? So think about that. If you can bring positive vibes to it, the person that is driving slow, maybe just make up a story in your head about why they're doing it for the good of mankind, or or why the guy in the mask in the car, maybe he's trying to protect his mother who's 95 and is going to be in the car a little bit later in the day, or maybe he's dropping off a car of somebody he knows is sick, so they can get home from the hospital. Make up your own story if you want, or leave it alone, but just don't add the negativity to your world. It's essentially a waste of your own energy, but it's also tainting how you see things. So try to keep it positive, or at least neutral. And if it doesn't affect you, who cares? I mean, who cares what people are doing? As long as it doesn't hurt you, hurt anybody else, leave it alone. It doesn't really matter at all. So do your best to keep things positive. Try to look at the world in a good way. And you know what? It's kind of like when they say, when you forgive somebody, it's not because you're forgiving them. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself. And it's a lot the same way with this. You're not doing it to give the person in the car with the mask a benefit. You're literally doing it for yourself so you don't see the world so negatively. Anyway, try it, see what you think. Um, you're going to have reactions. Somebody stops short in front of you, you're going to be pissed. Um, but try not to add negativity to your life. Just try to either let it go or make up a funny story. Who knows? But give it a shot. See what you think.